Hello and welcome to the Pixelated Realms podcast, your guide through the digital landscapes, unlocking. I said it again, untaking the latest and greatest in video game fun. I'm gonna just switch it to unlocking from now on.
I mean,
Um,
they both work. They're
I,
interchangeable.
I, you know, I like it. Yeah. So I'm your host, Tyler Salerno, and alongside me is my friend Dustin. Once again, Alex is not joining us this week, but
He's
we're
a
gonna move
bitch.
right
What a
along.
bitch.
Yeah. Anyway, we have some exciting things to talk about this week. We're excited to be here as always. I've been playing a lot of games, which was always a good thing. Keeps me promoted. Keeps me motivated. Not promoted. Keeps me motivated. And I know we've been also having some fun with a mobile game that recently came out that I think a lot of you have probably seen or played yourself as well. So we're going to talk about that. Dustin, how are you doing, man? What have you been up to?
Good, man. Good. Excited to chat this week. Missing Alex, I guess it takes, I
Yeah.
mean, it does take multiple weeks to like get your house in order after you move. So, looking forward to see his new setup when
We can review the
next week.
mystery that Alex has been moving. Yes.
Yeah. So, we'll see. Hopefully he's back next week. But yeah, for me, just playing a lot of Minecraft still with Arthur. We actually, because he's only 4. Like most of our
Yeah.
listeners probably know that by now. But you know, he's got to a point right now a little bit where he'll just have me build what he wants.
Okay.
So like we started building like a whole neighborhood on this island. So like my house, like mine and his house, our house, and then my parents have a house next to it, and then we've got like a big
Aw.
courtyard, and then it's like my 2 cousins that have kids that he plays with, and then we have like that a door there, and then it goes out, and then it's like some of our friends that have kids, or some of his
And like
friends.
most of these people, everyone's on the same servers. What? Or is this just pretend?
Oh, it's just his house. Like it's just like no one's playing with him. He
Okay,
just
I was
built
just
it
curious.
like
Just because the possibility was there, I was just curious.
yeah, maybe one day, but right now, it's
Yeah,
just him
but it's
building
still
like
oh, it's sweet.
these. So we're right now like he just also finally got the gold sword. We found one in a treasure chest out in the ocean, which was cool. Although I
Was he
didn't realize
super
it has
stoked?
diminishing returns, or like it's like Zelda, where like if you
Oh
use
yeah,
it,
no, no, no.
it
All
breaks.
of the things break. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't know that, so I was like, because he's like, Dad, I don't know what happened to my gold sword, and I was like, I don't know, and
It
then I
broke,
built him a
buddy.
new one, and I started using it, and I was like, oh shit, it has like a life bar. So
Yeah,
yeah,
part of the
so
fun of survival games.
yeah, well, we're on a super easy mode, so none of the NPCs even attack or anything, and he likes to run around. I don't know why, but he just like loves to go kill like the animals, and then
Yeah.
he'll just like sit there. He likes to eat the watermelon and eat the meat, and he'll just keep eating and eating out. He's like Luffy, just
But
like fucking
yeah,
packing
I
it
was about
up.
to say it's kind of like an anime character, right? He's going, he's adventuring, he's conquering the battle, and then he's coming back and he's eating like an anime character.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So
That's
now
great.
that I'm a little bit more invested in it with him, like I want to like go. There's like this massive cave that I'm sure has different like minerals or rocks and stuff you can start mining. I'm sure there's gold down there. But yeah, I'm just kind of like still scratching like the very top surface of the depth of Minecraft. But no, it's been fun. It's
Yeah,
been fun.
that's really cool, man. And I think you were probably in this generation, I guess, maybe not a generation, but group as well. Like I was just like a little bit too old to like really dive into Minecraft. Like not that people my age haven't played like a lot of Minecraft. There definitely is. But like
Yeah, it's
personally, I
definitely
just
the
never
group of gamers after me for sure. Like
right.
I look at
I
Minecraft
might
the way
have
I
like a
look at
couple.
Roblox. Like,
Right, like Roblox, I never even opened Roblox because it was just way past my like age group, right? I was already in college or at least late high school when Roblox was a thing. So it was like it's funny when it comes to Minecraft where it was like I've played a couple dozen okay, Sophie. Okay. I've played a couple dozen hours of Minecraft. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I have a basic understanding, but like I think anyone who plays Minecraft would probably say a couple dozen hours is nothing in Minecraft, right? It's like it's one of those
yeah,
games where you easily put in 1,000 hours and you like blink and you're like, oh crap, like that was 1,000 hours. So I kind of feel like I'm not gonna say robbed, but like I'm a little sad that like I didn't like pick it up at the time and like really kind of, I'm not saying you can't still, it's one of those games you can always go back to, and I'm sure today is just as good as it was, it's today's a better time to go into it than ever. But it's just funny because like, yeah, I just never had that initial push as a kid, or like I was already basically an adult by the time that was really really popular. So
Yeah, and I think like a lot of
yeah,
people look
it
at
looks fun.
Minecraft as like a kid's game, right? Like I've always had Minecraft, Roblox. It's like, oh, it's for like
Right, it's just like a
9 year olds.
bias that you just get. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one funny. I saw like one of these. I don't know if you ever go on "Am I the Asshole" on Reddit.
Yeah.
And there's like this
Don't
story.
recommend, viewers.
Yeah, like there's this story of this, and I don't go on it either. This popped up on my Twitter feed, and it's like a parenting one, and the dad, like, his son, like built like this massive Minecraft server, and then like all this stuff, like 1,000 hours, whatever, and then like he was super proud of it, like showed his dad. So now his dad realized that that's like very important to him. So he was
Very
like, "Oh,
creative,
you
yeah.
better do your homework, or I'm going to delete your Minecraft thing." And the kid
Aw.
didn't do it, and then his dad actually deleted this Minecraft stuff, and he was like, "I didn't realize like how devastated my son was
Yeah.
going to be from what I just did. Like, was that
It's
wrong of
destroying like
me?"
art. Yeah.
Well, like I liked what people said, and it was like, be prepared for your kid to now never want to share things
Yeah.
that he really enjoys with you because he's going to always fear that you're going to destroy it. And
Yeah.
I'm even realizing that with Arthur a little bit right now because, like, it's very difficult as a parent to recycle toys. Like
Yeah.
you bring more toys in, they never want to get rid of old toys. So every great once in a while, I'll just go on like a rampage and just start throwing out old toys. And so now, like some of his toys, like his Hot Wheels and that, he wants to keep them at my parents' house because he's worried that I'm gonna throw them out.
That
So
is funny.
yeah, a little bit. Even at 4 years old, he's like,
You
"Oh
see
man,
it. You see
Dad
it.
might get mad and like want to start cleaning out some toys and like throw away some toys that I don't want to get rid of." So yeah, it's just you don't really realize until you have
Yeah.
kids, like, or like you hear stories like this, like the damage you could do to your kid's psyche by like trying to
Yeah.
punish them.
With things they've expressed that they've spent time and yeah, I mean it's I think that's a simple psychology in the, not that I'm simple in the sense that like it's easy to forget that like at the when you're that age, right, and you've built anything, right, the little house or the things that your son has helped you build in Minecraft or built himself, like that is something you've created. Just like how we kind of, I think Legos was definitely more what I think about, where it's like I created this thing. You feel like beholden to it, like you put some of yourself into it. So yeah, like you said in your story there, if that dad then uses that to hold it over his head, it's like you basically just destroyed his art, and you're saying his creativity like was not worth it. So yeah, that's a bummer. But like also like, I'm sure you can understand on the other end, it's like you also want your children to focus and get an education, and like I kind of, I guess it's
there's a
complicated.
certain line, right?
Parenting is complicated,
There's a
right?
certain line because it's like if one day we get to the point with Arthur where he's just like doesn't want to do homework ever, doesn't want
Right,
to like listen,
right.
and he's just like sucked into the PlayStation all the fucking time, then I might get psycho dad and just be like, look it, PlayStation's gonna go out there. I'm gonna fucking sledgehammer the shit out of it if you don't start doing something
All
else.
right, you heard it here
You know,
first, but
there's
yeah.
like
Oh, I
funny
mean,
videos of
balance
like
is
fake
important.
videos about that. But
Yeah,
I mean, I
balance is
played a shit
important
ton of
regardless.
games. Like video games literally ruined my first really the first like attempt at college. Like I was just sucked into World of Warcraft so bad, I just failed
Mm.
out of my first college experience. And
I
I'm
know
watching
other people who've had that. Yeah.
with my nephews right now. They're so sucked into games too. They have been like since they were teenagers. That they're like in their mid-20s. They haven't gone to college. One of them doesn't have a job, and trying to get them motivated to do anything else is like very difficult because they just want to stay in their room and play video games. And it's like, yeah, like I said, if it gets to that, then I will go like psycho dad and just be like, we're a no technology household. We're going Amish up in this motherfucker.
I mean, I think it's a good time to like mention like nowadays we spend so much time like we spend so much like we invest so much of our thought process and focus into like improving ourselves and things, right? This could, and I think like a lot of us do get tricked into like thinking like basically treating video games more as a job than as a piece of entertainment and fun, and I think a lot of teenagers and younger guys like are definitely falling into that where it's like, oh yeah, might have 10,000 hours of League in the last month, and I'm like, that's great. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, but like, what's the end goal, right? Like it's fine to enjoy yourself, guys, but like also like if it is 100% of your life, you're out of balance, and balance is like super important. Going outside, going for walks, getting exercise, talking to people, like, and that when you do those other things, this is the most important part, most important thing I've ever said in this podcast. When you do the other things that are not gaming, it makes gaming more enjoyable because that contrast is what life is all about. Okay. So like it's
Stop
just like
smothering your video game systems. Let them have a
stop
fucking break.
overloading your own dopamine and go take a break, because the break is what makes it even fun in the first place. So if you listen to anything we ever said, it's that take a break and come back later and reset your dopamine. Anyway, great talk on Minecraft and kids and the psychology of gaming.
What about you?
I, on the other hand, have been doing something very unproductive, and that is just playing Call of Duty 6 Zombies. And as I've mentioned before, I never like got super into zombies in any of the past renditions. I knew it was like a pretty like in-depth thing and people played it, but like I didn't research it or like grind it out myself.
Yeah.
This time around, I'm starting to like, I've played Liberty Falls map, which is one of the two maps, over probably a dozen times. So I feel like I understand like a good chunk of like what's going on, and I've also now looked up some videos of like Easter eggs and how like things kind of work. Now, for our viewers out there, and this is more of a me saying I didn't know this, but if anyone else who also joined me in not knowing might like to learn this. So, in face value, Call of Duty Zombies is just like you're dropped in, you solo or you with a squad of four, and you have guns, and there's things all around the map. You can buy like vending machines to increase your, health or increase your ammo capacity or whatnot. Um, and that's just really simple. Like you just run around this map, you kill zombies, you clear the wave, next wave comes, you go as far as you can. But as soon as you like sink a little bit deeper into the iceberg, like the game actually is all about Easter eggs. And like the store, there's actually like a really like complicated story that has been progressing throughout all of the games. And those are all discovered through Easter eggs. So like although at face value it just seems like this round-based zombie killing game, it's actually like you're surrounded by hundreds of Easter eggs. And I'm not really sure how anyone's supposed to figure any of these things out. Like, I mean, yeah, I could go to YouTube, but I have no effing idea how someone figured this out in the first place. Like, I'd love to show you some of these sometimes, Dustin. It'll be like, shoot this symbol with a sniper in a far off place looking southwest from this angle. And I'm like, how would anyone find that? Like, I don't understand. I guess it's fun. Like, it is fun, but like, I'm just like amazed that anyone was able to be like, yeah, here's the 64 Easter eggs I found. And like, that is just incredible because it's like most of the game.
Yeah, that's pretty
Have you
nuts.
ever played zombies?
Nah, I've never been a big COD person. I did play Modern Warfare, the last one, and then
Yeah.
I've played Warzone. But yeah, never been a. Grew up as a Battlefield guy, right? And there's just always like that
Mm.
rivalry between the two. So I was like, "Fuck Call of Duty, go Battlefield." So yeah,
I admit I was more on the Call of Duty side of that argument. Although I liked both. Like, I mean, they were just so different, They were just
yeah. I
we
also
talked
played a
about
ton of
this a bit
Counter
last
Strike.
time.
Yeah, I played a ton of
Yeah.
Counter Strike growing up too, so that was also like my vice over Call of Duty.
I was definitely one of the Counter Strike people who, like, I remember hearing about it and downloading it and getting into a game, and then everyone like yelling at me immediately, and I'm just like, and I'm like, I thought this was Call of Duty. I don't know what's going on, and I thought it was a Call of Duty, and that was the experience of so many people at the time, right? And like, I didn't know about buying equipment, I didn't know about the maps, so I immediately was just like, I don't know what this game is. I'm scared, and I ran away.
Yeah.
Which was really sad. I wish I had learned, but there was
Well,
no
people
YouTube. You
also
couldn't,
try to, like we talked about last week, people also try to bring like a Call of Duty like hero mentality to a game like Counter Strike, and it just doesn't work. Like,
yeah.
you can't just rush in and like kill everyone on your own and shit. Like, it's
But like
very
at the
difficult.
time, this is just the perspective at the time. I didn't even know a game like that existed. It was like I jumped in and I'm like, great, this is Call of Duty. This is what all shooters are, and you're like, no, it's not. You find out quickly it's not.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah. I've been having a lot of fun with zombies. Maybe we'll try to stream some zombies in the near future if we can find some time here, because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I have Call of
But
Duty, so I'm down to. It's installed, so we can definitely
did
play
you?
it.
Oh, good. All right. I'm going to stall for a second while I bring up our questions.
Stall. I'm looking at photos. So I've never watched Evangelion, but Low Key Geeks, the shirt brand I like, they have been coming out Evangelion shirts the last 2 weeks. And then I
Really?
was just on Mercari looking at statues and just anime statues, and then Mari Makinami popped up, and I was like, "Who is this person?" And so now I'm like reading into this character from Evangelion. And I'm like, "Oh, interesting. I should watch it." It's not even a long. I don't even think Evangelion's very long. I don't think it's only one season.
Oh, man. So Evangelion is one season and a movie, mostly. So
Yeah,
it
so
goes
it's an
from
easy enough
episode.
binge, right?
Correct. But you have to watch it. You have to watch the whole thing. And then you have to watch End of Evangelion, which is technically in between episodes 22 and 23. Oh, we lost your camera, Dustin. Did you disappear? He's gone. Goodbye, Dustin. We knew him well. All right. Well, we'll see if we can get Dustin back here in a second. In the meantime, I think I'm just going to go ahead and move forward into some questions. I asked myself some questions. I think this is going to be from our main man, Sam, although for some reason it didn't put in the name. So, Sam, how's it going, man? Good to hear from you. I hope you've been well, and I hope everything's been working itself out after the hurricanes. Oh, do we got Dustin again?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Sort of. Sort of. I don't know what the fuck just happened. I literally just plugged my phone in, which isn't at all attached to my computer. It has its own plug in the wall.
What?
And then my camera and microphone just shut off. And I'm just like, what the fuck just happened?
That is weird.
Trying to fix it.
All right, well, you fix that. I'm going to finish reading our question here from Sam. Sup, dudes? Being that it's October and spooky season, are any of y'all in the horror genre? What's your favorite horror game? Do you have any regular ones you play each year? I start with Resident Evil on PS1, but currently enjoying the Silent Hill 2 remake. I want to get some VR and do Resident Evil 7. Also, dressing up as any video game characters this year. Great question, Sam, and we appreciate you asking them. I'm not gonna lie. Alex is gonna be so sad he wasn't here for this question, but we can save it for him next time because he is our resident horror game expert. I am too much of a chicken to play horror games most of the time. To be totally honest, so even like Resident Evil, I like have a really hard time getting through because I just like I'm just too spooked. Like my adrenaline's too spiked to like make good decisions.
We're back, baby.
Oh,
Woo!
hey, let's go. All right, so
I don't play horror games, so that question doesn't resonate for me.
Yeah, I mean it's hard for me too. We almost need Alex for this one. I think so. That's probably a good one. I'm just trying to think of any like horror game. Like Alien Isolation is probably like my favorite horror game of all time. Not that I'm an expert, but Alien Isolation is just like the AI for the alien, the ambiance, like the way it encapsulates like the alien aesthetic and like like just the general vibe is it's just like unmatched in my opinion. I'm also a huge aliens and like sci-fi fan, so maybe that's biased. But yeah, Alien Isolation to me is like definitely one of the greatest horror games of all time, without a doubt. Yeah. So, but we'll have to hold that one off until Alex is able to join us next time. Dressing up as any video game characters this year? Unfortunately, not. I'm always a little late on the costume game, so I didn't get to dress up this year very much. But yeah, great. Well, thank you, Sam. I appreciate your questions, and once again, I hope everything's well with you. With that being said, this is a great time just to say, we really appreciate everyone liking, commenting, and subscribing to our episodes here. It means a lot to us. And if you would like to ask a question where we read in the middle of the show, you can go ahead and do that at pixelatedrealms.org/ask, and we will go ahead and address it. We really appreciate your questions. So, moving on to our main topic today. Now, I mentioned earlier, our main topic is evolving a phone app today. If you've been following gaming news, you're probably aware of the new Pokemon Pocket TCG game that
We
has
love
come
the
out for
Pokemans.
mobile.
Pokemans is
The
the best.
Pokemans, my favorite Pokemans. And it has been a blast. So, for those of you who don't know, Pokemon Pocket TCG, which just means Pokemon the card game Pocket. It is a mobile application that you can just play the Pokemon card game on. And I'm not gonna lie, most of us, and Justin, I assume you're the same, haven't touched the Pokemon card game in 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah. So a lot of us like have no idea what we were coming into, but we're why it's a free app. Why am I not going to download it? And as you might expect, you download the app. It gives you access to opening packs virtually. And it is a lot more fun than you would expect. It is definitely a lot more fun than you would expect. And they did a really good job. They give you tons of free packs. I haven't spent any money yet.
In the packs too.
I haven't paid any money yet, and I have like most of the cards, and we've just been playing for a few weeks. But yeah, there's a really strong focus on the collecting of the cards. There's lots of like promotional cards and shiny cards and immersive cards. There's a ton of different types to collect, and I think they made a really smart decision, like focusing on like, hey, these aren't just digital pieces of nothing. Like this is a card that you own, and they're trying to kind of like make it feel significant because until you're level 3, you can't even battle. Oh yeah, trading doesn't exist yet, but it's coming. But yeah, you actually have to level up a little bit, collect some cards, and then you unlock the ability to battle. And that's kind of where the fun begins. You start making your own decks, you start battling opponents, and the game just has a really smooth experience as far as like teaching you the game and helping you collect decks and understand the concepts. Yeah, what has your experience been so far, Dustin?
So I used to like one of the my best memories as a kid is hold on, I'm gonna fucking cough right now. Is my dad is a big like card collector of like sports cards. So as a kid, we used to always go to card shows, and he'd buy me like a pack every week. And so I love opening up packs of cards. So for this is like really exciting for me because I'm just like, oh my god, I just want to open packs and try to fill out my Pokedex. So yeah, that's been really fun. It's you get 2 packs a day for free if you're a premium member, which costs $10 a month. You can get a 3rd pack every day, as well as access to be able to purchase the premium items, get premium currency. So there's like 5 different mission tabs. There's like dailies, there's decks, and that's like, how much of the different characters you fill out. There's events, there's premium, and then there's, I think, dailies. If I didn't say dailies already. So all these different things give you different currencies that you can use in the game. Whether it's to buy emblems, whether it's to buy card covers or play mats or special promo cards, which has been really cool.
I've been pleasantly surprised with how generous they've been with the currency, like all the currencies, both packs
It
and.
started to slow down. I'm level 12, and like It's definitely
I'm
slowed
level
down.
17.
Yeah.
No, it definitely slows down. But regardless, there's been events. There's been like they're constantly introducing new things so far. So like the pacing has felt really good. There's a free trial for the premium pass,
Which I
which I've been
did.
using,
Yeah.
which is great. Another feature that's really cool is this thing called Wonder Picks. So as your friends and others open packs, you can spend this other type of currency to basically have a chance of picking out one of the 5 cards. Yeah, as you can kind of see on the screen here if you're
Maybe
looking at
I'm
it.
kind of
Um,
fucking trash.
you have a chance of picking one of the cards that someone else picked. So say they got like your friend got a Charizard and you're like, "Oh man." So you spend your currency to, try to have a chance, a 1 in 5 chance of picking the Charizard. It's really nice. Yeah, I mean we can't really see it very well, but yeah, so it's been really fun. Excuse me. I've a few it's just been really accessible. They give you a lot of currency. I don't feel like it's like being greedy and trying to like suck money away from me constantly. Maybe that's to come, but at the moment it feels good. Additionally, my fiance Katie has been really into it, so we've literally just been sitting on the couch like trying to build decks, like fighting each other. Like it's just been so fun to have it all in our pocket at our fingertips. And I will say, I even was tempted to like buy some physical cards again. And I was like looking into it. And then yesterday I was just like, why would I do this? Like, I don't need a bucket of cards. I really don't. But like, we're having so much fun just playing it on our phones and paying no money. Like, why would I even play the card game in this case? So I decided against it.
Yeah, I mean, I buy Pokemon cards every great once in a while, and like I bought a box of like 151, I think it was, and
Yeah, the collectors.
it is so fucking difficult to get your money back, like for how much a
Hmm.
box cost, because you got to get like like nobody wants just Charizard anymore or Blastoise. Like you have to get the alternate art version of those cards. And there's certain alternate art cards in each set that are more expensive, like Charizard and Blastoise and the 151 are both, but they're only like 35, $40. So, and you probably get like 2, maybe 3 alt art cards a box. Unless you're really lucky.
Yeah, but like every box cannot be worth more than its price, right? Like that's
No,
impossible.
but
They would go out of business.
sure. Well, I mean, that's not necessarily true. I mean, you're
I'm just saying, like, I feel like people buy cards thinking, like the human mentality of like, I'm buying $100 worth of Pokemon cards or $300. I've got to have something in here that's worth something. And it's like,
sure. I mean, it's packs, right?
no.
It's rare. Like if you look at the
Yeah.
One Piece trading card game, every box there's like a rare anime version of a card, and that card sells for like over $1,000. Most of the other
Wow.
cards sell for like the leader alt art sell for probably like 75 to $100 each, and then after that it starts dipping down to like 50s, 40. But people are spending $200 a box because there's that chance of getting that $1,000 card. So I totally get that, but it's nice with this, with the like, we can go into like physical trading. The only thing great about physical trading card games is like at least your cards do have monetary value if you're spending money. Like that was always my biggest fucking pet peeve about Hearthstone is that you're spending $60 for 50
Mm-hmm.
packs. You're gonna get 2 to 3 gold cards or whatever they are. I forgot they're fucking called now. And if they're not even the ones you want, they only disenchant for I think half of what the value is. So you could walk away spending $60 and only get 1.5 of the rare card you actually need for the deck that you're trying to build, and that feels
Mm.
bad. And then there's no value attached to that, right? You can't trade your cards in Hearthstone. Like if they
Yeah.
shut down Hearthstone one day, whenever that happens,
It's
all
gone.
that just goes into the nether. But at least with physical cards games, like you have the card, like you can sell it, you can trade it, whatever you want. So I've always appreciated that. With this, it's great because yeah, you don't have to spend a fucking dime. Like the packs are free. Um,
And it's going to get people to get into the card game for them, right? Like they just benefit because now tons of people not it's I saw a statistic said like made 42 million in the first like 3 days or something, so they're already making bank with this,
Yeah.
even with the amount of people who are playing
Yeah, I
it
mean,
for
I've
free,
thought
you
about
know.
buying some Pokemon Gold. I mean, they have a special right now on it because they just launched. It's like a couple different options where it's like 40% of what it would normally cost you. So, you know, but like that's me like wanting to just open more packs, right? And that's what they're going off of. Any good
Yeah,
pay to win game, and this is a pay to win game, frankly. That's like, you know, you don't have to pay, but if
I
you
mean,
pay,
in the
you're going to
sense
be able
that
to
a
fill.
card game is pay to win.
Yeah, you're going to fill in your deck faster, more than likely. You're going to be opening up more packs. You're going to have more money to spend and buy cards. You're going to have more money to spend and do wonder picks. So if you want to invest money, like you're going to have a better chance of being more competitive faster. Um, but you don't have to.
But regardless, you don't need to do that. That's
Yeah,
the
you
thing.
don't
It's
need to.
like we've been having plenty of fun without spending $1, you
Yeah,
know.
I
So
mean, definitely, 100%. I would say like the biggest thing for me. So I have like all my badges somewhere. I used to go to Toys R Us when I was like 10 years old and play in the official Pokemon League that they had, a partnership with Nintendo or the Pokemon Company, where you could actually earn badges. I went to some tournaments as a kid. So I was like really into the card game as a kid, and now getting to play it digitally is a ton of fun. And I didn't realize back then, like, or I maybe I realized it, but the amount of RNG in Pokemon is like fucking insane. Like, there's so many cards that have like flip a coin mechanics to
yeah,
it.
there's a lot of flip of coins.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, like the most frustrating card right now, I think for me that I'm using because it's been devastating against me at times, and I feel like it's impossible to run a water deck without it because it can just bring too much value if it hits. Is Misty? Misty, you flip a coin
Yeah.
for every head you
It
get in a
should be at
round.
least one. It should be at least
Should be
one
at least one.
guaranteed.
Yeah, but I mean, like I could sit there and play Gyarados on turn 2 or my turn 3 if I'm first, right? Throw Misty down,
And get
have
lucky.
crazy RNG, and I'm throwing Hyper Beam on turn 3. My first opportunity to attack because I'd be first. I can't add energy in turn 1, so
Yeah.
then that's like devastatingly good, right? Even with the EX Lapras, if you can just pull one out of that and then you get the one energy, like you are only 2 turns from having 3. But any of those cards that basically add energy are just so fucking good. And then like
Yeah.
I'm running
They're
into some of these
required. Yeah.
psychic decks that have the fucking
Mewtwo and the
Pokemon that's like a,
Ralts
yeah, with
the
the
Ralts
fucking
evolution.
ability,
I can't
dude. It's
remember
like
it.
this bitch is using goddamn Mewtwo's using his 4 point attack
Thing every turn.
after 2 turns, and it's like, god damn, dude, it's rough. But yeah, just like playing that and like seeing the different things. Like I'll use Kangaskhan and like you know I'll flip it, and there's times I've gone 2 turns in a row at all tell, so it's a 0 damage, and like you
Yeah.
know, or so yeah, the RNG. I don't know if I noticed it as much as a kid, but it's extremely frustrating now as an adult, and it's way more baked into this game than like a Hearthstone, which I feel like Hearthstone. There are certain decks and metas, and like as long as you're doing misplays, you can consistently win. But in a game like Pokemon, where deck build obviously matters, I feel like it's very
Well, there's just
balanced.
not like there's only limited cards right now too, so like having all of the support cards is like crucial, and every deck I have has draw 2 cards and the basic Pokemon summon
Yep,
thing, because
2
you
of
just
each.
need those cards. Yeah, you just need them. And you're right though, and I don't know, that's to me, I would chalk that up just to like typical card game RNG, and you just do what you can. But like the one thing that does still drive me a little bit nuts is like, for the most part, your deck is going to be like 1 or 2 elements maximum. As far as I know, no one does anything more than that.
That'd be
So,
insane.
as someone who really likes to play a water deck, like, what do I do against an electric deck? I don't. I just lose,
You
or
basically
like, so
just
when
lose, or
you're
you have to have that crazy RNG moment where you like put a lot of energy on a
right.
card or something like that to
And I've had
overextend.
moments where like I was like, I might win against this electric deck, and then they just eventually take me out. So to me, it's like if I'm in a tournament, that's my question, right? Is like I can bring in multiple decks, right? Because the whole like picking weaknesses and advantage seems like the one thing that's hard to control. So in like a Pokemon game, it makes sense because you can just switch out your Charizard for a Blastoise or whatever. But in this game, you have to stick with one type. But that being said, that does remind me of one positive I really do like about the card game that I kind of forgot about. And that's just like getting to evolve your Pokemon every time you play is really fun. You're just like, in the game, right? You just like slowly develop your team. But in the card game, I'm like, Blastoise, or sorry, Squirtle, a Wartortle, Blastoise. Yeah, every time you get to upgrade him. Like it just kind of feels satisfying.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny. Like before the podcast started, we were talking about this a little bit, and you were mentioning like having 10 support and 10 Pokemon, and it really makes sense in a lot of ways because if you think about it, and how quickly these get like I almost never run out of cards, right? Like where I used the
Yeah.
full deck. The game was over before.
It's
that.
only 20 cards.
Yeah, there's only
it's
20.
not a
There was
lot.
30 in the physical card game, I think, because you have energy cards.
It's 40, I thought.
I thought it was 30.
Anyway,
whatever it is.
it's
But
probably
the thing
different.
is, like, you rarely actually use more than like 2 or 3 Pokemon the whole game. Like, if you're winning, probably 2. If you're losing, 3. Maybe 4 if you're backing somebody out. But you also can't pick a card back up and put it in your hand.
Right.
So it gets really limited. So if your deck has like 14 Pokemon cards, like by the time you get to like your 5th turn, you're sitting there with all these cards in your hand that you're not using.
Well, also it's like I built like a grass deck yesterday that had a lot of like 3 evolutions. So there was a lot of Pokemon, and just the chances of me, like, it took me too long to evolve everyone. By the time I had evolved everyone, I was already doomed. So it was like you have to like there's certain cards that clearly are just better than others, and it's like, well, this one is a 1 energy 60 damage, this one's 1 energy 40 damage.
Yeah, you got like
obviously I'm gonna go with the and
attack it's like
right.
It's garbage.
Yeah, so but then when you evolve the EV, so I actually like the strategy though. One of my favorite parts of the game is this whole like putting a Pokemon in, retreating him with another Pokemon. Like that switching actually feels good to me because I can kind of be like, hey, you got down 90% of his health, but I switched him out at the last second. Oh, but my opponent actually has a guy who can hit someone on the bench, so he actually did kill him. Yeah. Like there's a lot of dynamic there that actually does work for me. So it's definitely given me like hope for the card game, Pokemon card game, and I think this app's actually gonna like continue to be pretty strong.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's definitely some cards that like stand out. Like Alakazam is super strong. He just does like a dick nasty amount of damage.
Greninja's really good. Whatever
Ralts's fully evolved form.
Ralts's final evolved form is.
Especially if you couple it with like a Mewtwo. Because
the Mewtwo
150 damage attack takes 4 energy,
and it gets rid of 2.
But if you have the fully evolved Ralts out there, then you're doing her ability, which you don't have to have her as an active Pokemon to do, and then you
get a free energy, so and then your turn energy.
You're able to do
150 damage,
which is devastating amount of fucking
right.
Damage. Yeah. Almost no Pokemon has more health than that, so.
There's a couple, but it's not a lot.
No matter who you put out there, you're pretty much fucked.
But then I'm like I can't remember the name of the Pokemon, but there's like sleeping Pokemon. So I've been trying to just like sleep their Pokemon. And like there's certain strategies, like I can sleep their Pokemon and then attack them with Greninja from the bench, So there's like a lot of really cool subtle strategies I've been finding. And although there's only like 300, 400 cards out right now, it's going to grow. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm probably gonna like keep this on my phone and keep playing it because it's just been a lot of fun.
We'll see. For me, like I'm kind of at a point with it where like the packs are slowing down, and I'm getting really frustrated with my packs because I haven't really gotten I think I only have 2 EX cards total, which is like
really. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I got 2 Venusaur EXs yesterday.
Yeah, so I barely have any EX cards. I have quite a bit of like the alt art cards, but which is cool. But I need the
Yeah.
EXs for battling to make a competitive deck. Like I could really use Blastoise, I could really use Starmie, I could really use Articuno.
You could reset your account.
You know, huh?
You can reset your account, get all your free decks back.
I know, right?
If you have no EXs.
Yeah, I have the Lapras, 2 Lapras from the promo packs, and then I have a Executor, a Charizard,
from your
and
that's just you get automatically
I have one other
from
one.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck, dude." So it's good. Like I opened 10 packs, so when I hit level 10, you get like the 120 things. I got literally not one rare card, no
No.
EX, no alt arts out of all 10 packs. I was like,
I'd reset your account.
I know, tempted, but I've already got like 17 or 18 wins on my verses. And
there it is.
Close to get into 25 and get my second emblem. But what I'm doing is I'm probably just going to start an account for my son and just my dad has one too.
Trade.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
trade yourself.
trading them when trading becomes possible. So I'm really curious to see how trading will work and like what the oh, you got to trade an EX to get an EX. You got to trade a rare card, like alt art. I'm curious.
It'd be cool if it was like. Oh, it'd be cool if you could put up offers like I want to trade this card for this card and see if people like accept it. You know, if they have that card.
Because Pokemon's got to know, right? It's a free game, so if they start having trading, like someone could have 3 accounts and just like make one like super powerful deck or like account by trading. Like, oh, I'm gonna give you a fucking Weedle. You know,
maybe they don't care though. You know,
maybe not.
They might not.
What would be interesting is if they do like, because in Pokemon Go, you want to trade like something you don't have for another one. You have to, you know, that's probably what they're gonna do. I bet you they're gonna make a trading currency that says like, oh, to trade this, it costs like 40,000 Stardust because you don't have this in your deck yet, or oh, you're trading a shiny, so it costs X amount.
It recharges.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a currency that recharges just like all the other ones.
The same thing on the friends, where like the more you start engaging with your friends, you can send them a gift every day, and then like it
costs less,
be more power, like more, 1, 2, 3, 4-star friends, and then as you build up, it's less. So I wouldn't actually even be shocked if they do like you get 1 free trade a day, and then after that it costs like somewhat like 5 Poke Gold. A way to attach it to the currency you can buy. Don't take any of these ideas, Nintendo. Fuck you. Don't do that. Let me make a super powerful deck.
Whatever ideas you have right now are probably just as decent.
Charizard alt art EX version for nothing.
Dude, if you get any of the golden Charizard, that's the 0.13% chance.
Yeah,
those are 0.22. Oh, Katie got the Charizard a couple days ago. Yeah. So. Either way, we're gonna continue having fun playing that. But yeah. Any other thoughts, or I think we're gonna go ahead and start winding down to close this out.
Yeah, no, it's a fun game. I'm enjoying it. I do think like for your normal, Clash of Clans is kind of like the king of microtransactions, right?
Yeah.
They came out
or like Candy Crush,
yeah. And in Clash Royale, you get to about level 10, and that's when that really starts to slow down, and you feel like, oh man, I need to start spending money to keep going at the rate I've been going. And I feel like Pokemon, this game is about the same. Level 10, you start feeling like, ugh, starting to slow down a little bit. Maybe I want to start buying some currency. So I think they've built it in a very smart way to make money, where like you get sucked in, and then right where you're like really hooked, it's like, I want to keep going. I need more.
Yeah.
And that's where I am. I'm like, I've been very tempted to spend some money on Pokegold, but I'm going to try to hold off, just enjoy my 2 packs a day, and, have fun.
Everything in moderation.
Yeah. So, but I like it. It's fun. I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I got my little sleeping Pikachu here on my desk.
Oh my god, my favorite thing ever is the fat Pikachu card. The original art for Pikachu is just my favorite. He's so chunky.
Do you use
He's
that
so
as your
chunky.
profile picture? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
it just makes me smile. Just a chonky Pikachu.
Yeah. Well, you gotta post yours and Katie's friend ID in here so
Yeah.
I can add you. And then I was texting with Jimmy and Alex. I made like a group text, so I'll have to add you to it so that we can.
We'll have to have a tournament.
Talk Pokemons.
I love it. Well, that yeah.
You know
I no.
Really, there's this video where this girl's like, "There's this guy playing Pokemon and he's calling him all the wrong names." And, and she's like, "What's this one?" And it's like Beedrill, and he's like, "Oh, that's Big Dick B," and he's like giving him, he's like, "Oh, that's floor shit for that's 3 floor shit for Duck Trio," and that's it's just really funny. She's like having a meltdown over it. So yeah, Big Dick B.
Funny. Well, on that note, we'll go ahead and end this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, please like, comment, and subscribe, as always, the typical gist. And if you'd like to ask a question, that's going to be at pixelatedrealms.org/ask. We post every Tuesday. We hope you enjoyed listening. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Later all.
Bye-bye.